I think it's pretty valuable for me to actually go into some detail about what shamanic breathwork is, because I'm probably going to be talking about it a whole lot as I continue to do it again and again and again. Shamanic breathwork is, I won't go into the history of it, it's a combination of holotropic breathwork combined with some teachings from the one of the elders from the Seneca wolf clan, grandmother Twyla. Those two methodologies were combined in the 70s, and that gave rise to shamanic breathwork, which is a continuous form of breathing. So where we normally breathe, we might go pause, pause, so we're pausing at the top and the bottom. In shamanic breathwork, we get rid of that. It's just and we do that again and again and again and again. And that breathwork pattern alone is enough to take you to altered states of consciousness. And these altered states of consciousness are very different from those from, say, plant medicine, because they're not as forceful, they're not as intense. When we get high on our own breath, we actually prepare ourselves for pretty much the magnitude of experience which we're actually prepared and ready for. Sometimes plant medicine can be really, 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 really intense, and sometimes you might even need to do some healing and processing around the trauma caused from the plant medicine. Both are very transformational, both can be extremely healing, but breath work is much more sedate, it's much more relaxed, but at the same time, some of the transformation can be so much more profound because it's coming from within. The way that shamanic breathwork adds to just the conventional breathwork breath is human beings and the universe respond very well to ritual and symbolism. And for countless aeons, as humans evolved, we evolved integrated with nature and using ritual and ritualistic behaviors to amplify and to tap into certain parts of our mind. And so to begin a process with ritual, with intention, primes ourselves, it primes our minds and our bodies and our spirit to be able to go on really, really powerful transformational journeys. So the way that in shamanic breathwork we do that, we really ritualize it. We purify and cleanse the negative energies, we sage, we smudge, we really, really prepare the space. We call on the elements, we call in our ancestral guides, we charge individuals to call on their own spirit protectors. And this may seem like it's all for show, but it has a profound influence on our journey. Because if we consciously decide to call on these guides, they generally tend to show up in our journey, and they're able to guide us and take us to greater places of transformation. There's a reason that it's so common for people to call in their guides and their spirit guides. It's actually because it helps, it makes a real difference. There's a reason that's a thing. The other thing that's really, really important is music and musicality. So the breathwork breath begins with a spoken journey. We lead you and your psyche down a certain rabbit hole, and we accompany that with a drum. And the drum is there to stimulate and simulate your heartbeat. We use the drum to bring you in and take you out of the journey. And once the journey begins, once the drumming really kicks into gear, then the music takes over, and the music takes you on the journey. The music in shamanic breathwork is really, really, really specially arranged. It is designed to work through different energetic centers of the body and to culminate in you arriving at certain destinations at certain timed moments. In our facilitator training, we were taught how to put this music together in order to help people access these states, in order to help people to go on these journeys. but I won't go into too much detail on that because it's pretty complex. I'll just say that the music and the way that it's organized and arranged is so powerful and is such a key part of the journey. At different stages of the breathwork journey, there'll be different types of music designed to stimulate different energy centers. What is going on? Sorry if there's any background noise. There's quite a few things happening. I'll keep going. So one of the things which to me is very unique about shamanic breathwork, and something that I often hear is not part of many other breathwork forms, because there's a million ways to do breathwork, there's a million ways to breathe. But what is unique is often in shamanic breathwork we journey with a co-journeyer. There'll be one person breathing and going on their journey, and next to them there will be someone who they've nominated, a friend, a loved one, or just an ally, who's going to journey with them, provide them the support that they need. Sometimes that may look like if someone's breathing and they're getting really emotional and so much stuff is coming up, maybe the co-journeyer just needs to place their hand on their heart and let the breather know that they're not alone. Maybe they might be really crying. The co-journey will give them a nice soft embrace and just send them so much love. Maybe the breather will be so full of rage and be tapping into emotion and anger stored in their body, and will need some help getting that out. So the co-journey can help them just like unleash their anger on a pillow, and that is so healing and transformational, to be given permission to do that, to be encouraged to let that anger out, and to do that in combination with this breathwork breath amplifies and solidifies the actual degree of the transformation. There's so many other things. There's honestly just the same as there's a million ways to breathe. There's so many ways that the co-journeyer can support the breather in their breath, from rebirths to psychic surgery to whatever they even want to. I was breathing once and my co-journeyer hit me in the face with a pillow, and it was truly perfect. I laughed so hard, I changed my journey completely. And ended with me actually doing like some forgiveness on my inner child, all from being hit in the face with a pillow. We never know what's going to happen, and it's the co-journeyer's role to just show up and support in whatever way that they feel called to. The final piece of shamanic breathwork, there's two more actually, that are really unique and special. One is that as soon as we emerge from the journey, as soon as it's over and we drum and we come out, we don't actually, we try not to talk. We try to keep and help people stay in their journey and in their state of transformation. And there, from that place, we encourage them to do some art. And this can again take so many forms. The art is actually a way to, we draw from our subconscious. And what we're actually creating is not like a visual picture, but it's the symbols and the archetypes of the subconscious coming through. And to put that down onto paper, I have all my art processes from all my journeys, and I can look at it and I can know exactly what I was going through at that time, and I can look at it now and see things that I never ever knew about before. And I'm not a good artist, I'm a terrible artist, doesn't matter. If I put some scribbles on a page in an altered state, there will be some meaning there. The last part is, and all of this is in if you do like the full-on shamanic breath work, if you do like the full workshops or the full multiple day immersions. This is when we'll use all of these tools to give just absolute maximum peak transformation. We'll also finish with processing groups, and we'll talk and we'll digest and we'll deprogram, we'll integrate, or we'll, there's so many ways that we can help people process all of the things that can come up and turn it all into a deeply healing, permanent and lasting state of transformation. And all of these things combined form one of the most powerful healing modalities that I've ever experienced, and I have looked far and wide. This is the reason that I am so interested in this work. I've seen people quit smoking on the spot, and for that to last months and years. I've seen permanent change from single breathworks. I've seen people be able to go back and, you know, forgive father figures, heal really bad trauma, or just have like beautiful, powerful, transcendental states where they become unicorns and they float through the sky and they have the most incredible journeys ever, or even just to sit and just feel so connected and full of bliss, or even full body orgasms. There's so many things that can come up, and the integration and the overall process, tying it all together, is truly one of the most incredible things that I've ever seen. And you don't need any experience or any background in order to do this. You don't need to be a shaman, you don't need to be good at art, you don't need to have ever breathed before. The way that this is all put together makes it so easy to just tap into this. Someone who's never done anything like this before can still walk in, lie on a mat, begin breathing, and have a truly transformative and beautiful, beautiful experience. And that's one of the things that I value so much. It's so accessible. Really, anyone can do it, and in my opinion, probably everyone should do it. So I can tell by how fast I was talking that I was really excited. I really, really do love this stuff. It's almost impossible for me to actually explain. Like, I've talked about kind of what it is, but until you've actually been, until you've actually experienced or even seen what it looks like, it's almost, you almost can't truly know. So I therefore encourage you, come and check it out. I'm going to be breathing people as much as I can for as long as I can project forward into the future. There's people who are trained in shamanic breathwork all around the world, and yeah, I truly, truly hope if this interests you, if this is something that you want to get involved in, send me a message. My Instagram is jack.lifealchemy. You can find us on Facebook. I'll put some links below. Really, I believe in this stuff. I believe that it can help every single person, therefore it can help you. And I really would love you to breathe. I'd love to breathe with you, and I'd love to share with you this incredible healing that's done so much for me and so many others already. See you later.